People tend to overestimate the downside and underestimate the upside when it comes to real estate investing. And this can lead to analysis paralysis. What's the first thing that somebody who's a non-investor asks about when you talk about real estate investing? Hey, what do you do when the toilet goes out? What do you do if the tenant doesn't pay? Whereas, what do you do if that house doubles in value over the next couple of years? What do you do if the rent increases by so much that you have all this capital that you now can allocate toward other things? And so it's human nature to always underestimate the upside and overestimate and overthink about some of that downside risk. And I actually have a client that I was talking to yesterday who, when we first initially met, she had a very strong why. Hey, I'm getting ready to retire. I have funds in 401ks and things of that nature, but I don't want to draw on that right now. I want to keep that in there for as long as I can so it can continue to grow. And I want to also have income to fund my lifestyle. And so I want to get into real estate investing, buy a property, and have some of that income start to fund my lifestyle. And so that's a strong why, right? You want to diversify, you want to make it happen. This is good. But what ended up happening is we've been looking at properties. We finally found one that made a heck of a lot of sense. And now that client is starting to have some of those fears come back up to the surface. The first one was, hey, this is kind of far away from where I live. Do you want to invest where you live? And this person happens to live in the Northeast. No, it's too expensive up here. All right. So what do you want to do, right? Let's go back to the why of doing this is so that you can have that investment property start to pay for some of the vacations and things of that nature and not have to tap into the funds that you have invested in the market. And so if you can focus in on that why, the upside typically outweighs a lot of the downside when it comes to real estate investing, especially when you're working with an investor friendly realtor. Even when you look at my story, right? The first triplex I bought, I didn't sleep for 2 weeks before or 3 weeks after closing. I just kept thinking, like, man, I messed up my whole life. And granted, this was when I was 24 about this. And I kept thinking, like, oh man, I'm never going to recover from this. I put all my savings down, which at the time was about $5,000 to buy this thing. And so fast forward 4 years when I ended up selling that house to go invest in something else, it had gone up and appreciated over 100K in value. The rents had gone from a little over 2,200 to over 2,850 when I left and sold that thing. And it was just cash flowing from day one because we ran the numbers right. And even more so from day 1,000 4 years later when we were selling it. And so I highly encourage you to stop letting analysis paralysis rule your life. You need to focus on your why and be able to use that to push through and make your dreams come true.